to our next major topic. Oh, let's go. Magical Girl Raising Project. Woo! Oh man. Where to begin?
Yeah. First off, if you haven't seen it, just go watch it and then go read it.
Please, 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 please. It is so good. Um Basically the premise is essentially certain circumstances causes a bunch of magical girls to be within an area, and for one reason or another they end up fighting each other.
Listen, it's a magical girl battle
That
royale
is
to the death.
literally, yeah, I
If you've
mean,
seen
I
battle
didn't want
royale,
to.
it's that, but with magical girls.
Damn, that's pretty accurate. That is pretty accurate. um but yeah, it's, oh my gosh, it's so awesome. Basically we're just gonna more or less go by arc and start talking about
Yes.
them.
Spoilers.
Oh yeah, spoilers everywhere.
Tons of spoilers. Just every word's gonna be a spoiler.
Every fucking, well, I mean, like, it's like a review. We have to spoil it to fucking review
Yeah.
it.
So I don't want to hear no complaints.
All right. Oh god, I'm just gonna literally go and click on like the picture of all the magical girls and then start crying because I'm gonna just like, oh. I feel so bad. Um. Yeah. So.
Should we start with the original?
Yes. Yeah. Start from the first one. Um. Starts with this girl named Koyuki. She's playing with this. She's playing an app, which is like a magical girl RPG thing. And then one day, some black and white Kuma Bear ripoff pops out of nowhere. And he's like, "Hey, you've been chosen to have magical powers. Congratulations, you're a magical girl." And yeah, and then everything seems great and all. Like basically, not your magical girl. All you have to do is collect candies, like you do in the actual video game, and you collect them by helping out people. Everything's great. Everything's so wonderful. She meets up with her mentor La Pucelle, which turns out to be a boy in real life who also gets transformed into a magical girl. And that's her mentor. And all is great until the black and white Kuma ripoff, also known as Favu, is like, "Hey, girls, there's gonna be a competition. Whoever gets the most candies wins, and whoever gets the least drops out." And everyone's like, "Oh, cool," or whatever. Let's just do this for whatever reason. And then at the end, they're like, "Oh yeah, this girl comes in last." Oh, who comes in last? Nemurin. She comes in last. A magical girl named Nemurin. And yeah, and then next day, she's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, Pawn, if you come in last, you die." So yeah, and then from there, shit happens.
Pretty much. It's the opposite of as much as Monica like it sounds. It's actually the opposite because the way I see it, Monica, it was once they found out that they were dying. Spoilers for Monica, by the way. Once they found out that they were dying, once they found out that they were dying, they all teamed up to try to stop Cube and like work to the power of friendship and yada yada yada.
Wait. Pause. They teamed up. By they, you mean?
By they, I mean Monica, Mommy, even Homura to an extent, Sayaka. basically, I mean, in general, they were not against each other as much. But in Magical Racing Project, rather than saying, "Wow, this is a corrupt system. Why don't we all team up and fight the system?" They kind of just roll with it, and they're like, "Well, I ain't dying." So it becomes a Game of Thronesy, and they form alliances and backstab each other, and all this crazy shit goes down. So yeah, it's like how Monica should have been. That's how I view it.
Monica should have been. Monica was great by itself. Thank you
It
very
was
much.
no, it's a great anime,
It
but
was great by itself.
but this is good in a different way. This is good in a. It's first off, it's also more it's more visceral than Nanaha. Sorry, Monica. I'm getting my magical girls mixed up. It's more visceral than Madoka because I can't remember any particularly gory scenes in Madoka except the mommy death. But this one, usually Magical Raising Project has some really gory deaths that they're not afraid to show.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot more gore in this than there is in Madoka.
Yeah, definitely, definitely, definitely. Um, Also, as I was telling my friend earlier, this anime is one of many that's following like this new trend that's been happening over a few years. That one I call like the anti-magical girl trend. Like as in like if people who like watch anime growing up, like stuff like Cardcaptor Sakura, Sailor Moon. Uh, I know there's like a third one that I had off the top of my head, but I forgot. But point is that it's following a trend where they're like, oh, yeah, let's become magical girls, and then let's show you all the awful, horrible shit that can happen. And in my opinion, this all started with Nanaha. We're just like, yay, she's an anime girl, and like whatever stuff's happening, and they're fighting, and two magical girls fighting each other, whatever. And then you see one of the characters how she was raised, being, verbally and emotionally and physically abused by her own mother.
Spoilers for Nanaha, by the way.
Yeah. Spoilers for everything, essentially. Hey, I didn't say which girl. But yeah, and then like in a later season of Nanaha, like you see like a flashback of one of the girls, like she just gets like impaled by some like robot thing, and it's like fucking gruesome and everything. So I think from that anime from on, like they've just been going deeper and deeper down the rabbit's hole, just trying to outgrow one or the other.
Yeah, I can see that. It's weird because it's gotten to the point where most magical girl like that's almost the default. Like if I see a magical girl
Mm-hmm.
anime, I'm thinking like, oh, this is gonna be violent and filled with like
Mm-hmm.
despair and edginess. Not oh, this is gonna be a cutesy little card captor Sakura. In fact, when that card captor Sakura remake happens next year, I'm totally gonna go into it thinking Sakura is gonna die or something's gonna happen because that's the state of the industry now.
For starters, card captors didn't need that to be. It was very rated mature all by itself.
For a different reason. It needs to get with the times. It needs to get with the times. Somebody needs to die.
Cough, cough, incest, cough.
They have 3 episodes to kill off a main character. Otherwise, I'm not watching.
Oh my god. Oh, that's sad because that's the same episode. That's the same number of episodes it took mommy to die.
Yeah, there's usually a thing that happens in anime where the third episode is like, if there's a twist, it usually happens in the third episode for some reason or another.
Not calls it? Not school days. No,
Oh, well, that one made you wait.
Makoto fucked Sakai on the fifth
Spoilers for
episode.
School Days.
Anime came out in like 2008. Oh man.
But I guess getting back on topic, what favorite girl from the first book?
Yes, I was going to talk about that. Oh shit. What was my favorite one? Um um
Just based off the first book, by the way. Don't base it off of their subsequent.
I know. No, no, no. I'm not. Uh, I don't. For me. It's a tie for different reasons too. It's ironically, ironically, my favorites are Top Speed and Cranberry. That's because Top Speed is considerably one of the nicest slash best magical girls in terms of being like nice and everything, and Cranberry's easily the most psychopathic of them all.
Yeah, mine might surprise you too. It's a tie for me too between Ruler and Cranberry.
That's not a surprise. You hyped up Ruler a lot,
Listen, I love
and
Ruler.
when we started watching,
So
yeah,
awesome.
that's.
R.I.P.
I.
R.I.P. Ruler and Cranberry. And I guess to a certain extent, Swim Slim. If Swim Slim wasn't such like, if she didn't kill Tama, she would be my favorite. But she killed Tama, so I can't.
Yeah, she also killed Top Speed. She also killed like half the magical girls.
Yeah, sorry, you crossed the line when you killed Tama. Swim Slim. That was way beyond the pale.
Yeah, and you killed Top Speed, and I'm just like, you're kind of the worst. You're kind of the worst. But yeah. Also, I didn't like her because her reasoning was just like so flawed. Like she was so smart, but it was only flawed because in real life, Swim is only like 7 years old. So
yeah,
it's like
it's one of those things where it's like she's smart, but she's still too young to really understand anything, like morality wise.
Yeah, so she's just like, oh, these people. I want to rule, so let me sabotage Ruler and get her killed.
Yeah.
Whatever.
However, you think a 7-year-old would rule is basically how Swimson rules, quote unquote. Like,
yeah, like she's very much like Joffrey from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, exactly.
Like immature.
Oh, Joffrey's much more malicious. He's purposely like.
Oh yeah, he's purposely like an asshole. But I think Swim is smarter.
He's smarter than Joffrey.
I think we should just put Swim in Game of Thrones.
Oh my god, Jesus!
Nah, she probably died to some disease.
She'd get killed in the stupidest way possible.
Yeah, right. Let's see. Favorite death. What was your favorite death?
Oh, favorite death. Let's see. So is it favorite as in like I love this death the most, or is it favorite as in like this death affected me the most?
No, favorite death as in like wow, it's a cool death scene or whatever.
Oh, I'm gonna have to say. I'm gonna have to say Cranberry's death, only because it's so what the fuck out of nowhere. Like,
yeah, that was a good one.
It's so unpredictable and like, it's an unpredictable element in a story that, to an extent, was kind of getting predictable and like throw this crazy twist in there, Tama killing Cranberry. Plus, it's so ironic and so many levels and stuff like that. So, I think that one's my favorite.
Yeah. My favorite is easily Magicoroid 44. Oh my god. She was literally the scum of the earth, and she got put down. Like, what? It was so beautiful.
What's wrong with Magicoroid?
She was just gross. She was totally fine with killing someone. She was.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, she was not the worst person.
No, she was like she was like.
She was kind of
okay. See, no.
She was like, "I'll do what needs to be done."
No, she wasn't, cause she's not that young that she doesn't know any better. She knows exactly what she's doing. She just didn't give a fuck. Like, no, and she wasn't even like she was like super crazy about it. She was just like, oh, whatever, I'm just gonna kill these people, and it's like, it's gonna be whatever. Like that kind of apathy, like to me is disgusting. To me that's more disgusting than Cranberry, because Cranberry. She's fucking crazy. Like, Cranberry's just fucking crazy. Like, she's just crazy. this because of everything that happened to her. She's crazy. Okay, fine. I get it. Not saying what you're doing is right, but I get it. Magica Royd is just like, oh, whatever, I'm just gonna kill you because I feel like it, which to me is bullshit. So when Hardcore Alice literally ripped her to shreds, I was pretty happy about that.
Yeah, that was a good death too, I guess.
But yeah. Alright, I think we should move on to the next one.
So restart. So this one is kind of it's interesting because it starts off with a new main character, quote unquote, Daisy, and another character, Pachika, and as opposed to the first arc where it was kind of this battle royale thing with these new magical girls, Daisy and Pachika are like already established as magical girls. Daisy's famous for things. She's a ton of experience as a magical girl. She has her own anime, etc. Then they get thrown into this kind of virtual reality world, and they meet all these other magical girls, and they form teams. And then a new like white and black little ball thing named Fowl shows up.
Not to be confused with
Not to be
Fowl.
confused with who died in the first arc. Fowl comes in and tells them they're in this game, and the objective is basically to kill the demon lord, and they have to form teams of four, and it becomes kind of an adventure fantasy story because they're like traversing through this world and fighting monsters and collecting loot and buying new weapon upgrades and stuff. And of course, as they go through the world, some of them die through natural hazards, some of them die through being sabotaged, and all this other crazy shit that goes on.
And some are just straight up killed by one
Are
another.
just straight up killed. In the end, it kind of just devolves into mass chaos of killing each other for. It's a game of guess who type of thing. So they all turn on each other and they're like, "No, you're the culprit. No, you're the culprit." And the culprit really turns out to be the person you would least expect it to be, and it hurts.
Oh,
It hurts so much.
oh, it
And
hurt. Well, I was loving it. I was living for it. Oh, I usually don't like villains, but this was like one of my favorite villains ever.
no, it's so
Because she
good
wasn't even a
because it's like,
villain.
yeah, she's not even a villain, and it's like a double. It's like a double fool out, like trick, because the person you think is the villain, which is Melville, because she looks exactly like Cranberry and has like the same motif, and like has power to change colors, and you're like, oh, this is clearly the villain. This is clearly her. But then in the back of your mind, you're like, no, it can't be that obvious. They can't reuse the same type of villain twice. But then it does turn out that she's a killing machine and killing all these magical girls. So then she gets killed, and then you're like, okay, so now the killer is gone. But no, there's another killer who's been lurking in the shadows. So then it further infuriates the situation, and you're kind of like lost in the chaos of who the killer can be. And then it turns out to be innocent, sweet little Noko-chan who never hurt
Shout
anybody
out directly.
directly. Indirectly, she's fucking Hitler, but
Yo, and I literally I wasn't even that surprised when I found out. I was literally like so happy because I'm just like, because I remember I saw her ability is to change the mood of surrounding people.
yeah.
Yeah, and specifically, you can change how they're feeling. You can essentially control their emotions. Yeah, and like I'm gonna let that like digest in your brains as imply easily what she can do, sowing distrust, making a certain Cranberry supporter crazy as fuck, even crazier, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah. So I guess favorite magical girl and favorite
Noko.
death.
Noko was favorite one. Oh, favorite death. Favorite death. That's I really liked a lot of these girls, except so it's like when they died, I wasn't like I wasn't like super happy about the way they died, but definitely because I hate Melville, so Melville's death I enjoyed the most because she kind of just got ripped to shreds by dragon talons.
I'm gonna go with favorite girl, Lapis Lazuli, because she's fucking incredible, and favorite death. Uh,
Ugh, her death was fucking bullshit.
it was that was such a bullshit death, but favorite death probably.
Oh my gosh, she's a cute tail. Oh my god, I
Yeah,
didn't
there's so
say
many
that.
so many of these girls have tails for no reason. Petrica
Oh
has
my
a
god,
tail.
yo, her outfit is fucking dope as fuck. All
Yeah,
right,
she's
continue.
fly.
Sorry.
But anyway, favorite death, Magical Daisy, because it's so stupid.
Oh my god, yes.
It's so first off
There's
because
so many
she's
laughs.
kind of
Oh
built
my
up as a
god.
main character, so you're like, oh, this is the main character, and then she kills herself in the second chapter by accident because her ability is she can shoot an energy beam from her fingers that disintegrates whatever it hits, like to the molecular level. And Stu and her, while they're in this RPG world, the first thing you should do if you play RPGs is, like, I don't know, scan the enemies and find out their weaknesses and their strengths
Mm-hmm.
and their abilities. She doesn't do that. So she instead wants to show off to her team how a veteran she is and is like, watch this, and shoots this her energy beam at them. Does nothing to the skeletons that they're fighting, and she has a giant hole in her chest, and then she dies because she didn't realize skeletons reflect range attacks, and she just tore a hole through her own stomach and killed herself. And that's the first death.
Yay! She's the first one to
And then we
die.
all learn the importance of reading the manual for any game. That because
Yes.
also it
She,
seems like that death in particular was purposely done by
mm-hmm.
Cake because I'm gonna put the skeleton in here that only reflects range
Like
attacks
on the second level
on the second
too.
level. So
And knowing that there's a magical girl who
who shoots energy beams as her main attack. So yeah, that's an asshole move on Keek, and it's a stupid move on Daisy.
yes, like without that super dragon, if like she never used it on them, never died, they probably would have cleared everything out in like 5 seconds.
Oh yeah, shooters fucking shot everything.
Daisy beamed
Yeah.
everything. But Dems are the breaks. Oh, special shout out to Yumenoshima Genocycle,
Yes.
because her ability is so badass. Too bad somehow. See, this is the one thing I love about it. Everyone has such crazy strong abilities. However, that does not stop you from dying. There's always a magical girl that can counter your ability in some perfect way and kill you.
Yep.
Always. Always. Genocycle, once she puts her visors on, she has an invisible suit. Like, as in she's invulnerable to anything attacking. Too bad another magical girl named Akane can cut anything that's in her vision. So she literally just sliced the chick inside the outfit and killed her instantly.
Which is funny because basically you have to read every detail of these girls' powers because they're like the smallest detail will get you killed. So for Genocycle's sake, like Andrew mentioned, invulnerable while she's in the suit and has the visor down. The visor is clear, so it's see-through. And Akane's ability is slice anything she sees. So technically she didn't slice the suit, she sliced through it
Slice her
and
face.
sliced her face because she can see her face through the visor. If the visor was like darkened or like tinted, she would have been vulnerable. She would have never died.
I mean, the visor had to cover her whole face.
Yeah, it would have to cover her whole face and then be.
Because then she would just cut her
Hey,
head
put
through her
like an
mouth.
astronaut helmet on. You're good. If she's wearing an astronaut suit and those were the rules, then she would be fine.
Yeah. Also, killed for no reason.
Killed for no reason.
There's so many of them more.
Okay. Limited.
Limited. This one kind of broke my heart. of all the one, this and the next one was the most. I took the most personal.
Yes, I can't wait to get to the next one. But
Fuck you.
so should I explain it?
Go nuts.
All right. So basically, this kind of picks up directly, sort of where Arc One left off. The survivors from Arc One were Koyuki, whose magical girl name is Snow White, and a ninja magical girl named Ripple, who her abilities, she hits everything. She like whatever she aims for, she hits. This arc, basically, there is an assassin loose in a city who is basically her claim to fame is she killed some high level magical girl official. So the land of magic, where all the magical girls are, sends this team to go to find the assassin and kill her. The assassin is this high school girl, and she does this little ruse where she gathers all the people in her high school, all the girls in her high school who have magical girl potential, and gets her little fairy that's her partner to turn them all into magical girls. And they get all these crazy abilities, including one turtle who becomes a magical girl, because apparently animals can become magical girls too. So the assassin, without telling anybody she's an assassin, obviously it's all kept under wraps. It's one of the mysteries of the book. Organizes the girls and tells them, we got to fight these invaders coming to kill this fairy. We got to protect
Toko the fairy.
Yes. So the magical girl team consists of the Land of Magic investigation team, I should say, consists of Ripple, 7753, whose ability is basically to see anybody, the stats on anyone. Malpam, who's the strongest magical girl in the Land of Magic, who has a ridiculously broken ability to manipulate her wings. She has these 4 wings, and she can manipulate them to do anything. Then you also have Hannah, who's this kind of bunny magical girl who can increase her senses, or the senses of others too, I believe.
Yeah.
And then you have Mana, who is Hannah's sister, but she isn't a magical girl. She is just a regular person who has become a mage, so she can use like actual magic, like Harry Potter type of, I can cast spells and brew potions and stuff. But if I were to get in a fight, I'm just a regular person and I'm gonna get fucked up. So she's kind of support. Then we go to the other side, which is Snow White's mentor, Pithy Frederica, breaks out of prison with help from her previous disciple or apprentice, and then she frees 2 more prisoners who are like crazy, strong, notorious prisoners, and then they go to the city, and all hell breaks loose because the 3 factions basically start fighting and hunting each other down to try to get the assassin. To make a long story short, all hell breaks loose. Pretty much everyone dies except a handful, and it's a really, really violent, gory, insane read. Like some girls, one girl gets hit with Hannah gets her ear chopped off and then amputated and then killed horribly while she's all weak. I felt so bad for Hannah through the whole ordeal.
Yeah, and she's so fucking strong. Like
she's ridiculously strong, and she still gets horribly abused and tortured to death and murdered. We have the psychopath Pukin, who was released from prison, who's basically she gets her face blown off by a grenade. Half her head gets blown off by a grenade. Still alive, still able to fight. Kills 2 more magical girls. Then
she's like whatchamacallit from Breaking Bad.
Gus.
Gus, yeah,
just like Gus.
Except like when he walks out the building, except in Pukin's case, she would just keep walking and trying to kill people.
She would not die. Then she gets thrown. There's this barrier around the city that basically, if a magical girl touches it, they die or they feel extreme pain, etc. They teleport Pukin into the barrier. Like half her body's in the barrier and the other half is not in the barrier after she gets her face blown off. So then her lower body is chopped off and she's missing half her face and her whole lower body. She's still fighting, crawling up to fight 7753 in mana, still with her sword. Then what happens is May, who is the turtle, her ability is to become a gas and then solidify herself, so she can change from gas to solid. She does. She goes gaseous, goes inside of Pukin through the hole in her head, and then solidifies herself inside of Pukin, and Pukin just explodes in a big, giant, gory mess. So that's the kind of crazy shit that happens in Limited.
FYI, the name of the chapter where that happens is called "The Magical Girl in You."
Yeah,
Get it?
yeah.
Get it?
It also had really good chapter names because it's so awesome, and you because wasn't that the same chapter like Whedon was doing this whole uh monologue about how we have to believe in ourselves and the magical girl.
Yeah.
But no, that's not what it was about. It was literally about May going inside of Pukin and exploding her from inside out. That's what it meant.
Good times.
Yes.
But yeah, this is the most heartbreaking one because most of these magical girls are new and they were just like thrown, just well, more or less just like the first story chapter. How do we classify them as?
Are we talking about the individual volumes or?
Yeah, the first volume. Thank you. That's But yeah, they're kind of just thrown into a situation where they thought they were on the good side, which they weren't. They were all just being used and got brutally murdered for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Favorite death and favorite girl.
Third death. Favorite girl, definitely. Oh shit! A funny trick. Yeah, that's her name. Funny trick. I just like her outfit, and I like her at her struggle within out this whole volume is one of the things that I love personally about the third book. Her interesting relationship with one of the other magical girls. Very interesting. Favorite death? Um Besides Pukin dying, probably Hime's death. Kuru Hime.
Okay.
Only because it was so stupid. Like, it was so unnecessary. She literally just stood there and took it.
Favorite death for me is favorite magical girl, of course, is Pithy Frederica because she's amazing. She's my favorite.
'Cause she's
Not just favorite girl ever in anything. Favorite best girl ever in everything. You done? Anyway,
Scum.
so that's my favorite girl. Favorite death is it's gonna be Sonia's death, only because it's so creative. Like it just shows how smart that was.
Wait, Sonia.
Burned to death and oxygen deprived.
Oh, her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was fun. That was a creative way to kill somebody.
She's literally not the first magical girl to be burned to death.
No, but it's because her power. Her power was the she disintegrates anything that is near her, like anything around her.
Oh, and she was like and she was suffocating.
So yeah,
because of her own powers.
And she was in a pit full of fire, so she couldn't disintegrate anything there. Otherwise, she would die from oxygen deprivation, which she did because she ran out of oxygen and then burned to death. So that was fun. And then
Yeah.
Now jumping off of that, Jokers. So
Equally heartbreaking.
this one is basically Snow White's first. I guess it's her first thing since the first arc. But there's this these new illegal man-made magical girls who I guess are getting their regular girls who became magical girls through some special crystal or item, just like how you would normally in a regular anime become a magical girl, essentially. And they form this team. There's four of them. There's Princess Tempest, Princess Inferno, Princess Deluge, and Princess Quake. And they meet up with a real magical girl named Prism Cherry.
Prism
Prism
Cherry,
Cherry, R.I.P.
no.
Prism Cherry. And they become like this family unit. They're all supportive of each other, despite their age differences, and they end up becoming really close friends. But of course, we can't have that in this series because they ain't none of that. So,
We ain't having none of that shit.
yeah. So word gets out that there's something going on in the city that they're in about these illegal man-made magical girls. Snow White goes in to investigate along with a couple of other unique characters, and they meet up with another high-ranking official from Land of Magic, a Grimheart, and her servant Shufflin, and R.I.P. Shufflin. And then they basically infiltrate the lair of these man-made magical girls. They have their own like lab because they were created in a lab, and the lab has like security systems, and they're locked in basically. And twisty twist later, it turns out Grimheart and Shufflin are the ones behind the man-made magical girls, but they didn't create Princess Quake and Deluge and all that. They had their methods stolen, and they're trying to recover these man-made magical girls to study them and to kind of cover up because if they find out, if the Atlanta Magic finds out what they were up to, that's illegal. They'd be put in jail. So they take control of the facility and they start having Shufflin hunt down all the magical girls and kill them to keep the whole thing under wraps. Shufflin's ability, which is broken as hell, is she is, as you would guess, based off a deck of cards. So there's 52 Shufflin and a Joker. The Joker one is crazy OP, and all the other suits all have their unique abilities. So Spade Shufflin fight well, Club Shufflin are very stealthy, Diamond Shufflin are very smart and tech savvy, and then Heart Shufflin basically are really durable. They take a lot of damage. But Joker, and of course, the higher value of the card, the stronger the effect. But Joker can shuffle between whichever suit she wants, so she can be smart, fast, strong, whatever she needs to be. And if that wasn't OP enough, anytime Shufflin beheads someone, she restocks her entire deck. So even if you killed 52 of the Shufflin, if she beheads somebody, she gets all 52 back. So that is pretty much, and it plays out like a horror because all the magical girls pretty much are just running for their life. If you've ever seen Aliens, it's pretty much Aliens. They're all running from Shufflin. Shufflin sending like her little assassin copies running. It's like if you mixed Alien with like Jason, because you have Shufflins that are like really strong and impossible to kill. Then you have Shufflins that are like just lurking in the corners, come and assassinate you. It's like a horror novel.
Yeah, more or less. And that's an OP ability. Ironically enough, it pairs quite well with Grimheart, only in the sense that literally because of her ability, all you'll hear is the words off with her head. Her ability is literally she can dismiss any rude people, which means she ignores them or anything from them. Like, she can't talk to them, they can't talk to her, and whatever comes from them, whether it's words, attacks, they won't affect her. So she's essentially invulnerable to everyone. Like, unless Joker decides to just backstab her one day and kill her. Like, that's literally the only way. Yeah, if only.
So, I asked you before to guess who my favorite magical girl was from this.
I know, and I couldn't.
Really?
So my mind, I already told you. I already guessed it.
Well, you guessed it before she even showed up. I mean, you tried to guess before she showed up. My favorite character is Marika.
Is that the bubble girl?
No, it's the flower girl that's insane and loves to fight.
Oh, my okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I was was from her posture. I was like, oh, maybe he does like her.
Yeah, no,
Um,
she's like Cranberry. If
yeah,
Cranberry was like good,
yeah.
but still insane.
My favorite is quote unquote stun Chica.
That shouldn't even count because Stunchika is just Ripple.
But I liked the character.
But what character? It was just like a gestury character.
Exactly. She was funny and she didn't talk. I liked it.
Did you actually guess that was Ripple, or were you like shocked?
Absolutely not. Yeah, that caught me by surprise 1,000%.
Yeah, same.
That caught me by surprise 1,000%. I'm like, what? Why? How? Como? No, actually, she's not my favorite one. I lied. My favorite one is Styler Mimi.
Yeah, I figured. Why? Because she looks just like Funny Trick.
I just like her outfit, and like her personality's not bad
Yeah,
either.
she's pretty cool.
And yeah, and like yeah, she just seems like real cool and composed, and sacrificed herself ultimately
Yeah.
for your favorite character.
Yep, it was well
So
worth it. Thank you, Silent Mimi. And if
hope she fucking dies. Her sacrifice is almost for nothing.
What's your favorite death?
Um. Uh. Hmm. There weren't too many gruesome deaths per se. More or less just people getting stabbed by spears
Yeah.
from all the Shufflins. And people getting beheaded. Like that's it. But yeah, I enjoyed the fortune teller chick's death. I enjoyed hers the most because she's like, oh, you're going to die next.
Oh yeah, I forgot how
Woohoo.
douchebag she was
And
about the.
yeah, she was such an asshole about it. And she ends up dying before either of
Yeah, she
them.
was
I'm like, ha.
the I think my favorite death was Princess Quake's death. Only because that was like so heartbreaking, especially retroactively when I read was it? Yeah, it's in Aces where the Luge talks about what did you finish Aces?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So yeah, it wasn't Aces where she talks about what Tempest said to or what Quake said to Tempest.
Yup.
Yeah. It was sad.
Which didn't even matter. Because Tempest would soon join her.
Yes. Speaking of which, Aces. So Aces is pretty much like just a pretty much a direct continuation of Joker's. The survivors, the only man-made magical girl that survived is the Princess Deluge, and now she's a PTSD-ridden druggie who is insane. She's hooked on the magical bell candy because it makes her feel good, and still takes medicine to keep up her powers. And I mean, it's literally just heroin. Like every time she's on the screen, I'm just thinking I play like Requiem for a Dream in the back of my head because I feel like this
ass her ass.
But no, so she's kind of like triggered by shuffling now, and for good reason, even though it's not that particular shuffling's fault because there's a new shuffling with different abilities. Well,
Identical.
identical but different. There's no Joker shuffling, and they aren't a hive mind like they were in Joker's. They're led by somebody named CQ Angelhammer, and that's an awesome name. Awesome name, by the way.
Right.
And the whole purpose of Aces is basically like the transporter. They're all after one particular magical girl named Premium Sachiko. Uh, Snow White gets hired by Puck Puck. There's so many good magical girl names in this book. So Puck Puck hires Snow White to help her rescue Premium Sachiko because she needs Premium Sachiko for a special kind of ritual that they're doing, and also because that's her daughter. So adopted daughter, but daughter nonetheless. So she sends Snow White with Premium Sachiko's two sisters, and they go out to kind of rescue her. At the same time, CQ Angel Hammer with the Shufflins is also after Premium Sachiko to kind of interrupt the ritual. And Deluge, I don't know what the fuck Deluge is there for.
Deluge. Oh my
Deluge is
god!
just
Like
giving
I
them
was like,
cause shit.
wait. I was like, wait. So let me get this straight. Deluge kidnapped someone to help someone kidnap
Yes,
someone else.
Deluge is stupid.
To help her to get someone else to help her kidnap
Deluge is
someone.
a really good fighter, but she's also like super incomprehensible. She kidnaps Shadow Gale to get Clay, who is the mastermind who was behind the stuff that was happening in Limited, to get her to help kidnap Premium Sachiko. It's a kidnapping to help the person who's. It's so confusing, and it doesn't go anywhere because then Deluge, when she's trying to kidnap Premium Sachiko, sees Shufflin and then like basically forgets her entire plan and is like, "Fuck it, I just want to kill all these Shufflin," in the most grotesque, horrible genocide that I've ever read. Because all these Shufflin are just like doing their own thing. They're not even using lethal weapons. They're all going non-lethal. They're trying to be nice and actually do their job. When this mad druggie shows up and is like, "Let me kill these Shufflin" in a horrible, horrible way. Like she slices
You
them
can't
open.
tell the difference.
She
They look the same. They are
slices them
identical for the
literally.
people who murdered all of her friends.
Literally, like, all right. So Shufflin is like this cute little girl. Like she looks like a 8-year-old girl wearing a leotard that has a deck card suit on it. She like rips her open with her trident and like freezes her from the inside out, and she's Shufflin is crying and screaming in pain and agony, and all the other Shufflin run away. So there's like it's like a parade of like little girls running away, and this crazy
Parade of
person
targets.
is chasing them all down and brutally slaughtering them, and like one of the Shufflins trying to help her friends escape triggers Deluge even more because she's like, "Oh, you're helping your friends. I couldn't help my friends, so now everyone has to die." She kills her, goes out and kills as many Shufflin as possible, which is stupid and just throws everybody off. But it helps Snow White get away. They find Premium Sachiko. They rescue
See, good news.
but Premium Sachiko.
Silver lining.
Premium Sachiko turns out to be a whiny bitch who doesn't want to go back because she's scared to use her power. Premium Sachiko's power is if you sign a contract with her, you become lucky enough to do one specific thing, any one thing you want. You get all your lifetime of luck into that one thing. But then after you do that thing, you have no luck left and you die. It's Final Destination in a power. So
Yeah.
you get one lucky thing and then your life is Final Destination. Like one person who signed their contract got hit by a meteorite, and then one person who signed their contract literally got killed in Final Destination style because a train derailed, crashed through the library, killing
And kill only
her.
her.
Just her. No one else is injured or killed. So yeah, it's a shitty power, but they rescue her. She doesn't want to use it because she thinks that if she uses her power, it's going to kill more people. Which she's probably right, because I don't trust Puck Puck, and Puck Puck is probably going to use her power to get somebody killed. But nonetheless, she doesn't want to. She ends up, because she's so unwilling to go back, Snow White and her crew get in a fight with Deluge's crew, minus Deluge, because she's crazy and killing Shufflin somewhere. And one of her sisters, Premium Sachiko's sister, her best sister, like the best character up until that point in the book, dies.
I was fucking torn. She's easily my favorite character. I think her name was like Sorami.
Yeah, it was like Surimi Nanako or something, and she was really cute and really nice, and she was like the glue that held the family together, and she was like lovable. But so of course she died.
And she's so cute. Like
she had cat paws in her hair. like actual
So
cat paws in her
adorable.
ear. It was super cute.
Oh my god.
But so
God.
she dies, unfortunately.
Fucking Sachiko.
Yeah. So they escape with Sachiko and her other sister Uluru blah blah. Uluru?
It's
Uluru.
just Ururu.
Uluru.
Yeah. It's Ururus.
Yes.
Ururu.
Uluru. Her ability is also kind of OP. She can tell a lie and you believe it. Unless you're 100% sure she's lying, like absolutely 100% sure she's lying, you automatically believe her lie.
Which she's almost as stupid as
Yeah,
Sachiko.
she's also a stupid. Like, it's.
Because I don't know why she didn't just do. Why she didn't just do it? Stand still or stand or don't make a move or else
Yeah. She
you're gonna
carries
drop
around a
dead.
gun, like a pop gun, like a toy gun. But I'm like, oh, so clearly she's going to use her ability and be like, I'm gonna shoot you and this bullet is gonna kill you, and then she just fires her gun, and then the magical girl would die because she'd be like, oh no, the bullet killed me because she has to believe the lie. So she would just die. She would probably get a heart attack and die. But no,
I'm not sure if her magic is that
I don't know.
insane.
It
Not
seems
like we'll
really
ever find
it
out.
seems like you could do that. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, even if you don't go to that extent,
It's
literally,
still
yeah,
very.
all she would have to do during that whole Sachiko fight was, oh, everybody, and she did it before, just scream, nobody move, really, or I'll blow up. Well, she kind of did, but way too late. Like, way.
Yeah, by the time her sister
Oh,
is
my
dead.
sister's dead. Maybe I should do something with my powers now. Like, really?
That's the only thing that I guess it makes the show. It makes the show. It makes these series good, bad yet good at the same time. Like keep in mind, most of these people that are fighting are like girls in middle school. Like they, no offense, they are not exactly what I call smart.
No, they are not smart.
The majority of them are kind of stupid. Like sorry, there's just no two ways about it. Like, trust me, there are just so many ways where they just get themselves killed.
Yeah. But, so they escape with Premium Sachiko. Uluru has to be careful not to blame Sachiko for Sarami's death, even though it is Sachiko's fault and she should blame her, because that wouldn't be a lie. She'd be telling the truth. Cause
Right.
But yeah, so she can't tell her that. So her and Snow White and Sachiko basically regroup and try to get to Puck Puck's mansion. Um, she gets Sachiko in the bag, and they escape. Then Deluge's murder spree is over. She meets back up with her team. And CQ Angel Hammer is just kind of like, the fuck is going on? Fuck this, I'm out. Because, like, half my shuffling army is dead now. And I
Yeah.
don't know what the
I
fuck
can't
is.
really do
I
anything.
can't do anything, and I don't know what the fuck is going on. So I'm out. And then, what happens with, basically nothing crazy happens until the end where again, they meet up. Deluge's team meets up with Snow White's team, and they fight. Snow White faces another insane psychopath, uh, Dark Cutie, who is actually, I guess, a she has her own anime too, and is famous and
Had.
had her own anime. She's famous and strong, and she can make shadows real or something. Like, basically, it's hard to explain, but anything that she does as a shadow puppet becomes real. She can interact with shadows.
So basically, she's like one of the sins from Full Metal Alchemist
Yeah,
Brotherhood,
pretty much.
essentially.
Yeah. And she's fighting Snow White, and she's insane to the point where she's like, "Oh, Snow White would be a great hero, or is she a villain, or am I a villain, or who's what?" And blah blah. And no one gives a fuck. All that matters is Snow White whips out a fire extinguisher and beats her ass, and then runs away. And then,
She's a
well, she
beat
doesn't beat
her.
her
It's
ass.
like a
She kind of
soft
like
draw.
gets it's a
She
draw.
forces her to withdraw because all she had to do was wait her out. Her powers are literally like the powers from like the guy from Full Metal
Yeah, they're
Alchemist.
useless
You
unless
need
they're
sunlight to
shadow.
make a shadow.
Yeah,
Ironically, it's useless in the dark.
yeah, that's useless. So Snow White escapes. Then we have a fight between one of Deluge's compatriots. Was it Monoshiri Mi? And her ability. First off, her ability is really cool because
Yeah.
she can make. I don't know what the specific rules were, but she by changing syllables or using
Yeah.
rhyming, she can transform one object into another object. And she fights
Yeah.
Ripple, who's under mind control by Pithy, in a really long battle, and eventually wins through some. Well, Ripple wins through some crazy,
River one.
either crazy strategic planning, crazy luck, or crazy bullshit that happens. One of
Yeah,
those three
essentially.
wins. Then they meet up. Snow White eventually escapes. Oh well, before that, CQ Angel Hammer talks to Snow White and is like, "Listen, Puck Puck gave me PTSD. I don't know what I am anymore. What is life?" And has her whole mental breakdown. And then because
A little over exaggerating.
Puck Puck's ability is whatever. If she sees you or talks to you, you become her best friend and fall in love with her, want to protect her, and etc. etc. So she's having her crisis about whether she loves Puck Puck or not. And then Snow White's like, "Oh shit, do I love Puck Puck or does Puck Puck like, like it becomes this
Turning
weird."
up to like a dating show or something.
Then they eventually get like 5 feet from Puck Puck's manor, and Ripple shows up, and Snow White is like, "Oh my god, it's Ripple! I haven't seen Ripple in years." And oh, Ripple, let me hug you, Ripple. And then Ripple totally another either extreme luck moment or extreme bullshit just stabs the bag that Sachiko's in, the 4D bag that stores everything, stabs into it and pulls Sachiko out dead and like throws her aside. And then Uluru becomes really hyper mad because now her second sister's dead and starts tackles Ripple and starts beating her down. And then Snow White, being stupid, is like, "No, wait, don't hurt each other, guys. Don't hurt each other," and pulls them apart. So Ripple escapes. Yeah,
Yeah.
all this because Ripple was under mind control, and then Pithy, because she's so awesome, ended the mind control right when when she killed Sachiko, so that Ripple
Bitch. I'm telling you, she's scum. She's
Ripple
straight scum.
has to face the fact that she's no longer, she can't be in a position to be friends with Snow White because she kind of just killed Rimi and Sachiko and made this whole book useless. So she runs away. Uru is just like, "What? Everybody's dead. I love that everybody's dead." Puck Puck, instead of sending reinforcements or helping and shit, she was like, "Oh, well, maybe this premium Sachiko thing is not working so much, so I'm gonna go get Shadow Gale. Maybe Shadow Gale can help me with the ritual." So
Yeah.
she kind of ditches Puck Puck. I mean, ditches Premium Sachiko and Ulu, and goes and rescues Shadow Gale, and
Yep.
everything comes full circle.
Yeah, mind you, Puffpuck's power is literally just another form of mind control.
Yeah.
Cause she just shows up into the enemy's hideout and both people just kneel to her. I'm like, oh well, that was easy.
Yes. And that pretty much. Oh, and also there was a scene with Lapis Lazuli the third, or this first, or no, it's the first, and Pithy there.
There's like 10 lapis
Yeah, Lapis Lazuli the 58th. So that was cool, and I guess favorite character and favorite death.
Obviously Sorami, she's my favorite. I love her so much. So much. Um Favorite death. The one thing that stood out about the series, not that many people died. Actually, like
Yeah,
I think literally only like
arguably,
three people died.
It was just which makes Sormi's death even worse. But Sormi, Monoshiri, me, and
Cop chick.
oh yeah, Patricia. Oh yeah, before Deluge went
Patricia.
crazy, killing the shuffling, she also killed a cop. So such a great person, such a great character.
She killed a cop magical
killing,
girl. Relax.
Cop killer,
Cop magical
cop
girl.
killer, shuffling killer, druggy.
You know what? She is hurting a lot, all right? She is just hurting. My I'm tied between the girl with the graduation cap,
Monoshiri me.
yeah, Moroshi. How do you say her
I
name?
think it's
Moro.
Monoshiri me.
Mono Shinimi, and is it Shimini or Shinimi?
Shiri. Alright.
Shiri. Oh,
Just call her
Shirimi.
me. Let's just say me.
Like they, yeah. I was trying not to go to, not trying not to do that. But there's Sorami. Oh, honorable mention to the girl clad in iron in the armor.
Yes, she's
She's
awesome.
I like her a lot. Yeah, second place. Yeah, I guess the cop girl. I think that's my favorite death because that was such a insane fucking fight, and yeah, it was just fucking crazy. And also, that's the first time like a magical girl just killed like the first episode.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of firsts for this one. Like I like, see, the thing is, I almost didn't like the fact that overall this thing seems so predictable. Oh, a bunch of magical girls gather in the area and due to certain circumstances, they have to kill each other. And I was like, oh, I mean, it's good. It's okay. Like, I wasn't like hating it forever, but towards what is this, Aces?
Yes.
Yeah, towards Aces, or at least in the Aces, they just did so many things that didn't seem to follow the norm from the other volumes. Less deaths and more, less deaths and more something. I don't know, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, all in all, I liked it. Another thing I didn't like, as I was telling you earlier, I'm not a huge fan of the writing. Not, I'd say, it's just not, the writing style is not something I'm a huge fan of. It was very matter of fact. It's very blunt. Like, this shit happens, this shit happens, this is happening, this girl dies, dead. Like, they'll describe someone's death in like 2 sentences. Meanwhile, there's like in other novels they'll go like on half a page about someone's dying or last few thoughts, and it's like this whole beautiful thing.
Well, they did that with Sword.
In this case, it's like
her last couple thoughts and stuff.
yeah, that's like
the only one Rush Death was the cop because she's a nobody.
hey. Don't be disrespectful.
My favorite character was Sorami and Armor, the armor girl, because she's awesome. And favorite death was Mies. Only because I didn't see that coming. And neither did she.
Yeah. Too soon. Oh man, it was a really good series. I'd recommend this to anyone who likes magical girls.
And murder.
Yes, and murder. Definitely watch this. I don't think... Oh yeah, if it seems like our review of this is like... seems a little bit incomplete, that's only because we want like the people who are reading about this to like, or who's actually like listening to this to actually like read this.
We love it
because even though we like gave like some spoilers or whatnot, first of all, we compared to all the twists, we really didn't ruin much, in my opinion.
No, yeah, we actually kind of left out major details of several books.
Yeah, there's a huge chunk of like underlying details,
but
a huge chunk. But
also, it's still
yes,
ongoing.
please.
So
yes, it is, which is why we didn't review
Queens.
The next volume, which is Queens, because A, we didn't start reading it, and 2, it's not fully translated, which is why we didn't. We'll read it once it gets fully subbed.
And then we'll review it.
Yes. Oh, God.
But I think that concludes our first podcast.
Indeed, it does. Yay!
Woo!
So yeah, did you enjoy it?
Yes.
Did you hate it? Let
I
us
enjoyed
know
it.
in the comments below if you. I wasn't talking to
Well, too
you.
bad I
Go
answered.
away. Go away. Fuck. Anyways, if you liked it, please like and subscribe.
Yes, and let us know what you want to see. Next week, we're going to be going into our reviews of the individual shows that are airing this season. Um, Probably also go into a little bit of news and just have some random discussions afterwards.
Yeah. Also, if you guys really want me to watch like an anime, because as I said before, I don't have a huge like lineup to be watching. Please let me know. If I see enough of like the same one that shows up in the comments, I'll probably give it a try.
Same, although I'm probably watching everything anyway, so
Yeah, exactly. I feel like for you to do that, you don't even need to like make this like add on to this announcement because it's just
now watch everyone
redundant
told me
at
to
this point.
watch. Yeah, I watched him pedal and be like, "Oh, this is a really great biking anime."
Everyone, make him watch Super Lovers.
No, no.
Oh God. Yeah. So I guess we're gonna end it here. I hope you enjoyed your time with us. Um, and we'll be back with definitely a shorter,
Much shorter.
definitely much shorter. Who knows? We probably might end up cutting this into two parts, most
Yeah, I think
likely.
so.
Yeah, sounds about right. Well, until then, these have been your hosts for the evening. This is Drooby Doo, and
BD.
until next time, guys,
Yeah.
bye.